This is how I make macro-friendly food taste unreal. We've got creamy chicken risoni and garlic green beans, and it comes together in less than 30 minutes. This right here is all of the ingredients we're going to need for today's recipe, plus the additions of salt, pepper, and oil. We'll start with the prep. For this one, we're going to need 1 brown or yellow onion. Just take off the tip, slice it in half, and then peel it. Go through and make thin slices across, stopping at that root. This is just going to help hold it all together. Make the horizontal slice if you like to do that, and then go through and dice this into small to medium-sized pieces, doing the exact same with the other half, and just make sure you trim off any excess flesh from around that root, just so we have no waste. Next, we're going to need 3 cloves of garlic. Just use the side of your knife to push down and crush, and then go through and roughly chop, or we're going to mince this up into those small pieces. 2 cloves are going to be used for one part of the recipe and 1 for the other, so just make sure you split this up accordingly. The next thing to do is go through with 180 grams or 6.3 ounces of green beans and just remove the tops. You don't have to do it, but I do highly recommend it because they're not very nice to eat. You don't have to snap them off by hand. This does take a little bit of time. You can line them up and then chop them, but doing it by hand is a lot more accurate. You're going to reduce as much waste as possible. Once you have that done, we also have a pot of water on the back burner just coming up to a boil because we're going to blanch these, but we won't do this right now. We just want to get that up and ready. Lastly, we need 450 grams or 1 pound of chicken breast. You can use chicken thigh, and this is roughly the amount of 2 breasts. What we're going to do is go through and slice this into thin strips. Rotate those strips and then dice the chicken into bite-sized pieces, just making sure that they're all the same size. That way everything will cook at the same rate. Chicken breast is great for when it's used fresh, but if you are going to plan on meal prepping this, I do recommend using chicken thigh. It has more fat content, and when it reheats, it's just a little bit more hydrated, a little bit more moisture left in the chicken. Now with our pot of boiling water, just generously season it with salt, and then we can drop in those green beans. And all we need to do is blanch these just for 2 minutes, just to lightly soften them up, and this is going to help keep their color. If you don't want to use green beans, you're more than welcome to use any other vegetable of your choice. I just like to use green beans because they look really good on the plate, and it's just a little bit of extra nutrition. After a couple of minutes, they've slightly softened up and they're holding their color really nicely. We can remove them and place them into ice cold water. This is going to shock them and stop them from cooking anymore. We will be cooking these at the end, so we can pop them aside and drain them off for the time being. Now we'll place a large pan over a medium-high heat. Just get that pan nice and hot. Add in 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil. Add in all of those onions and add in a touch of salt. All we need to do with this is cook it for about 2 to 3 minutes, just until it's nice and transparent, and we can mix this around regularly just so nothing burns. Once you have a nice bit of color on the onions, what we can do is add in the 2 cloves of garlic. Just make sure you add all of that in there, and then cook this for about a minute just to get that nice and fragrant. We don't want this to burn because it will turn bitter, so just keep the pan moving every now and again. After 1 minute, we can then remove this from the pan and just add it into a bowl. Place the same pan back over a medium-high heat, again, getting it nice and hot. Add in another 1 tablespoon of extra virgin olive oil, and this time we're going to add in the chicken. Season this with 1 teaspoon of smoked paprika, half a teaspoon of dried chili flakes, which are completely optional, and of course some salt and cracked black pepper. Give all of that a really good mix through. Make sure that that seasoning is coating all of the chicken pieces and none of it's stuck together. We're going to cook this for about 4 to 5 minutes, just until that chicken is just cooked through in the center. I've also only added chili flakes and smoked paprika to this, but you're more than welcome to add any spices, any sort of seasonings you like to this. Another tip is to not stir this too often. We want the heat to stay in the bottom of that pan, distribute nicely, and get that nice golden crust all over the chicken. After about 4 minutes, the chicken's cooked nicely, has a nice little bit of color onto it, and it's only just cooked through. We can remove this from the pan and place it into a bowl. Then place that same pan back over a medium-high heat again, and add in 1 cup or 160 grams of dry risoni, which is also known as Orzo. This can be toasted for about a minute just to get that nice little color on it and pick up any of the flavor from the onion, garlic, and the chicken. If at any stage you start seeing it burn, just turn the pan down to about a medium-low. Once toasted, add in 1 tablespoon or 20 grams of tomato paste, and we can also add the garlic and onion back in. Give that all a really good mix through, just make sure everything is evenly combined and that tomato paste is completely covering everything. Some of you might find it strange that I've cooked the onion and garlic separately, but I like to remove it from the pan. That way we can toast the risoni separately and pick up all of the flavors left behind from the onion and garlic as well as the chicken. But you don't have to do that at all. You can just fry the onion and garlic off and then add your risoni in, and then the tomato paste, and then getting up to the stage that we're at now. Once everything's toasted and that tomato paste is cooked out a little bit, what we're going to do is add in 500 milliliters of chicken stock. Not only is this going to cook our risoni or orzo, it's going to help rip up any of that flavor at the bottom of the pan, only increasing the overall flavor of our dish. I like to give it a taste as well, just to check for seasoning. And I'm going to add in a touch of cracked black pepper. Mix this around and then let it come up to a simmer. I've got this over a high heat at the moment, just to speed things up. With this now at a boil, give it another mix just to make sure everything is evenly combined. Lower the heat down to low and let this cook uncovered for about 8 to 10 minutes until that risoni or orzo has absorbed most of that chicken stock, and of course it's cooked. Now after about 8 minutes, we've got this really nice reduced down sauce. That risoni or orzo is nicely cooked. We can add in all of our chicken and any resting juices. Just make sure you scrape that all in. It's all extra flavor. Add in 1/4 cup or 60 grams of high protein yogurt. Grate in a little bit of Parmesan cheese. The amounts are completely up to you. Don't go too overboard, but a good amount is a good amount. And then all we need to do is mix this all together. Just make sure everything is thoroughly combined and all of those flavors have become friends. Once everything's mixed together, give it a taste and adjust with seasoning if it needs it. And I'm also going to add in a touch of lemon juice right at the end, just to add that nice little fresh acidic kick. Give that all a mix through if you've decided to add it. You don't have to add it right now. You can add it on right at the end. Last thing to do is place another pan over a medium-high heat. Add in a small splash of extra virgin olive oil. And with the pan still coming up to temp, we're going to add in that 1 clove of garlic. Add in a pinch of salt, and then mix all of this together. And we only need to cook this for 1 minute just to get that really nice fragrance coming out of the garlic. When that's done, add in those green beans. Add in a touch of cracked black pepper, small amount of sea salt flakes, and then saute these for about 2 minutes just to get that nice nutty garlic all over the green beans. Once that's done, you'll have these beautiful green beans. They smell fantastic. They're nice and vibrant and have a good texture to them. Turn it off the heat and we can squeeze in a little bit of lemon juice, again, for acidity and freshness. Mix that around and remove it from the stovetop. Now you can serve this up however you like. I like to place it onto a plate, just create a nice little mound. And this recipe will serve 4 people. Next to the risoni, you can place down those green beans. The only thing you will need to adjust if you want to make more serves is just add a few more green beans. Garnish it with a little bit more Parmesan cheese, a little bit more cracked black pepper, and we can serve it with a lemon wedge. So we're then left with this creamy chicken risoni, the garlic green beans. It looks incredible, it smells fantastic. We can then squeeze over that lemon for that finishing touch. And there's only one thing left to do, and that is, of course, we can then dig in. Absolutely incredible.